That's quite big. Impressive.
Those huge numbers you saw were from Throne Cleaver, a sword that does over 400,000 damage per heavy attack on Crota, and in this video, I'm going to show you why it's the best sword for Crota. So let's get into it, right? As you can see, it hits pretty hard and can get off a lot of ammo pretty fast. When comparing it to other top picks like Lament and Bequest, it outperforms them by a lot. This is because of the perks Surrounded and a Duelist's Trance. Enhanced Surrounded gives a huge increase to sword damage and is pretty widely used against Crota. However, Duelist's Trance has kind of flown under the radar. By getting a kill with your sword, you gain plus 60 stats to guard resistance, endurance, and most importantly, charge rate, until the weapon is stowed. Here's a quick side-by-side comparison with Duelist's Trance versus without. Just to prove how good it is in a real damage phase, take a look at this clip of me hitting 6 million damage by myself in a single phase. For reference, Crota has a total of 24 million health, and I did 1/4 on my own, with only Throne Cleaver. Now that you know why Throne Cleaver is so good, let's compare it to Lament and Bequest. For a fair comparison, I used each sword at base against Crota to find the damage of their light attacks and heavy attacks. This means there are no buffs or debuffs. Let's start with Bequest. The light attack does 31,000 damage, and the heavy attack does 108,000 damage. Lament is kind of a special case, so I had to find the damage for each type of attack. The uncharged light attack does 29,000 damage, and 2 charged light attacks followed by 1 charged heavy attack do a combined damage of 260,000. Let's take a look at Throne Cleaver now. The light attack does 43,000 damage, and the heavy does 130,000 damage. Now that we have these numbers, we need to find the optimal combo for each sword within 26 seconds. I chose 26 seconds because that's about how much time you have to do damage on Crota anyway. Of course, this can kind of vary depending on the person that is doing Oversoul. Real quick, before I continue, if you like this video, please consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot, and it shows me you like this kind of content. Okay, back to the video. These are the best combos I found for each sword. Bequest gets off 56 light attacks in 26 seconds. Yeah, it's just this for 30 seconds, just take my word for it. Up next we have Lament. My combo is 2 charged lights, 1 charged heavy, 1 uncharged light. This lets you hit 16 charged light attacks, 8 fully charged heavy attacks, and 8 uncharged light attacks. The combo for Throne Cleaver is going to look a little weird, but trust me, it does work. With Duelist's Trance procced, you hit 1 heavy, 2 lights, then repeat. Doing this combo within 26 seconds will use up all of your ammo, but you hit 10 heavy and 18 light attacks. Okay, now we have the base damage and the best combo for each sword. All that's left is to plug in the numbers and see what we get. Bequest hits for 1.7 million, Lament hits for 2.3 million, and Throne Cleaver hits for 2 million damage. I know how it looks right now, but trust me, Throne Cleaver will surprise you. It's time to apply all the buffs and debuffs to find our true total damage. This next part's going to be a lot of percentages, just try and stick with me, okay? We will be applying 22% for Surges, 25% for Well, 10% for Banner of War, 30% for Tractor Cannon, and finally, 41.75% for Enhanced Surrounded. Lament, of course, will not be receiving the Surrounded buff. With everything applied, the final damage numbers are 5.5 million for Bequest, 5 million for Lament, and 6.4 million for Throne Cleaver. And as you can see, Throne Cleaver just hits the hardest and does the most damage in the shortest amount of time. Now I wanted to bring up a few things before I end the video. As you saw, I tested Throne Cleaver against Lament and Bequest, and it outperformed them by about 1 million damage. And I was going to test Falling Guillotine against Throne Cleaver, but it doesn't even come close. Falling Guillotine uses 6 ammo per heavy, while Throne Cleaver only uses 3. And it hits like a wet sock. It's terrible. Like, the only thing it has going for it is that it can get the ammo off quickly. That's it. At base, it hits for 29,000 per light attack and 109,000 per heavy attack. Within 26 seconds, the best combo you can get off is 9 heavy and 16 light attacks, which comes to a total base damage of 1.4 million. Now we just apply all the buffs, for a grand total of 42 million damage. Keep in mind, Surrounded for Falling Guillotine is only 35% because it isn't enhanced. If you made it this far into the video, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And again, if you could subscribe, it would help out a whole lot. Quick shout out to my friends Orin and Scorched, they helped me get a bunch of clips for this video. Thank you guys. Alright, look, I know Lament and Bequest are great, but Throne Cleaver has kind of shown to be the best. And if you want to outdamage all your friends, use that on Crota. Okay, I'm just going to leave my build on screen for about a minute, and I think I'm going to go work on some more videos. Thank you again for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one.